Hello friends, DK this side. In this video, we will learn all about return on equity, what we know as ROE. When we do the fundamental analysis of a business or of a company, before we decide to invest in the shares of that particular business, we do the fundamental analysis and check various fundamental metrics, financial ratios, and then finally we decide whether this particular share belongs to a fundamentally sound business or not. One such financial parameter is return on equity. It is the measurement of the financial performance of the company. So we will learn all about what is ROE. We will learn what is the significance of ROE, how this is calculated, and how this can be put to use for doing a fundamental analysis of a business or of a company. Friends, do not forget to like this video, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell for updates. Let's begin. Return on equity, that is ROE, is a measure of the financial performance which can be easily calculated by dividing net income by the equity of the shareholders. It is because the equity of shareholders is equal to a company's assets minus its debt. So ROE can well be defined or be understood as return on net assets. So ROE can be considered as a barometer of company's profitability and efficiency of the company to generate profits, which means if the ROE or return on equity is higher, the more efficiency is exhibited by the company's management in generating income and growth from the equity financing. Return on equity is always expressed in terms of percentage. So there are two variables. One is the net income of the company and second is the shareholders' equity. These are the two variables through which we calculate the value of ROE expressed in terms of percentage. Net income is calculated before the dividends have been paid to the common shareholders. But after the dividends have been paid to the preferential shareholders and the interest to the lenders. Now next comes average shareholders' equity. How this is arrived? This is arrived and calculated by adding the equity at the beginning of the period for which we are calculating the return on equity or ROE. So simply to put forth, what is the formula to calculate the return on equity? Net income divided by average shareholders' equity. Just now we have seen that we need two data to arrive at return on equity. One is the net income and another is shareholders' equity. So from where we will get these data? So net income can be found for the entire financial year or past trailing 12 months data can be obtained from the income statement of the company. And shareholders' equity can be found from the balance sheet. So this I have told you regarding the source of these two data to calculate the return on equity in order to do the fundamental analysis of any company or business or stock. These days, there are several portals available which gives directly the value of ROE expressed in terms of percentage of a company. Now, how to use the ROE or return on equity when we do the fundamental analysis of a business of a company to choose a right stock? Now, ROE will depend upon the sector or the nature of business of which we are doing the analysis. So, ROE on a standalone basis, whether it is good or bad, cannot be ascertained unless we do the peer group analysis. So, there are two ways to look at the ROE. We cannot make a comparison of ROE of a business from utility sector and compare it with the technology sector. And hence, it is very important to be sector specific when we use the ROE. So as a matter of thumb rule, if ROE of a company is better than the ROE of the sector, then it is good. We can do further the peer group analysis to compare the ROE of a company with the another company which are doing the similar nature of business. Now let us take an example to understand the use of ROE when we do the fundamental analysis of a business. For example, if you check the ROE of Meta Platforms, a stock from the US stock market, ROE of Meta Platforms stands at 17.2%, while the sectors or industries ROE stands at 7.9%. So, if we compare with the sector, certainly Meta Platform is looking good in terms of its ROE. But if you look at the another company which are from the technology space only, that is Alphabet, known as Google. Now, its ROE stands at 22.5%, which is better than Meta Platforms and better than the industry. So, in like-to-like comparison, we can conclude that the return on equity of Alphabet is better than that of Meta Platforms. So, in this tutorial, we tried to learn what is return on equity. But return on equity cannot be used on a standalone basis to make a complete fundamental analysis of a business. There are several financial parameters, there are several fundamental parameters which are put to action or use to understand the health of the business or financial health of the business holistically before we choose a stock or a share to make an investment in the stock market. So keep in touch with this channel where we'll be coming up with other fundamental parameters to understand one by one as we go ahead. And we have created a separate playlist under fundamental analysis where you can refer earlier videos too. Friends, give a lot of thumbs up to this video, share this video, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell for updates. Looking forward to meet you very, very soon.